Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another Meaningful Conversations podcast. This is yours truly, Singinlisa, and I'm excited every time you get to come to enjoy what we're going to talk about. This is, of course, your place of inspiration, motivation, and impact. And you see this young man next to me, you're going to get all of that and more, because I know so many people that know him. Every time I look at a social media page, his name pops up because somebody else knows him. And I said, well, okay, we are connected more than we realize. And so we're glad that you're here. Be sure before we end this that you like, comment, and subscribe, and let somebody know they can enjoy a great conversation right here where we are. So I want to introduce to some, as we say in church, and present to others. This is Anthony Syntrell Young. And some of y'all, he told me, don't know that he had a middle name. So right. We're excited to, the first time they're hearing that, right? So right. We are excited to have him, here with us. And I tell you, I couldn't put a great introduction together because there's so much that he does. And we're just going to have to let him tell you who he is and what he does, and because he is all over this city and other cities as well. So anyway, Anthony, thank you so much for being here with us. And we have been celebrating women, we've been celebrating men, but we just love the fact that we can celebrate what people are doing with their gifts and their talents. And so when I met you, I believe that it might have been you were behind a camera. So then I saw you at another event, and then you were on the drums. And I said, okay, wait a minute. He's doing a number of things. And then I started seeing some other things like food. And so you're just doing a lot. But would you just share with everybody, who you are, and we'll get into how all of this came to be.
First, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a guest on the show. My name is Anthony Syntrell Young. Everybody knows me as Big T. I started off as a media personality. I'm still a media personality doing radio and television. I'm also a drummer, and then now I have a food business called Big T Wings and Things LLC.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, so now you're feeding people not only spiritually and with your gifts, but you're taking care of the stomach too, right?
Right.
Oh, well, I saw some of those meals, and I tell you, everybody looks satisfied when they get a plate from where you are. And so we'll definitely make sure everybody knows where they can come and get theirs. But, you started off in media and ended up doing so many more. But you have what I've been seeing of sharing your ups and your downs. And I think that's really something that people can appreciate, because we see a lot of lights and shining stars, and we see things all put together, but a lot of people don't share their struggles. They don't share the climb, or when they, had a mistake, or when they had a fall, or when things got rough and it took a break and they had to sort of rebuild all over again. And so for you, you've been really transparent in sharing when you've had some really rough days and some really difficult moments. And I think people appreciate that. They can resonate with that because it's real life. All of us have had those same feelings, those same days, those rough moments when we didn't know how we were going to move to the next step or wake up the next day and do it again. So what has it been like for you to share your life with people? And I know we'll get into talking about a very special woman in your life that impacted that in a great way. But, what has it been like for you to just share your day-to-day struggles with people?
Yeah, so a lot of people be like, man, you shouldn't post this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, or what have you, especially by me being in the public eye. You're like, man, you need to kind of keep your personal business to yourself or what have you. Well, yeah, that may be true, but to me, I feel like, man, we look on social media, we see everybody got money, they have this house, they have this, they have that, and a lot of times this stuff not even real. It's really not. And I'm like, man, I just feel like I should share some of the things that I've been through because it can help someone else. I always tell people all the time that, man, I found my father dead at 3 years old. He passed away. My mom told me to go wake him up so he could get ready to go to work. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and he won't wake up. So I always said, because I hear a lot of young people say, man, my mom not here, my dad not here, so I'm gonna just go get in trouble. And I try to use that, as positive and say, man, look, I didn't have a father growing up, and I'm successful in life. So, man, it's about the choices that you decide to make in life, whether you're gonna do wrong or if you're gonna do bad. So, I just try to use my life to try to inspire somebody else, because you never know. It's a lot of people that I meet all the time, and they're like, man, okay, I'm not alone. Even myself, like if I'm dealing with something, if I'm feeling the same kind of way, I hear, especially as a man, I hear another man say that they're dealing with the same thing. I'm like, wow, so it's not just me. I'm not crazy. And the thing, like, man, we all dealing with different struggles. But the thing is, we like to hide our struggle instead of actually putting out there. And when you put it out there, it can even help you. Talking about it, I didn't realize until after my mom passed away how important it is to really talk instead of holding all this stuff in. Because when you hold it in, it causes health problems. And especially in the black community, we already have a lot of different issues that we have to deal with in the first place. And then we sit up here and we go through things alone when God has put people on the earth to be able to help you navigate and get through life. Now, there's some people that you cannot share certain things with, because, it can hurt you in the long run, no matter if it's spiritually or whatever it may be. It can't hurt you in the long run. So, I just want to be able to be positive, a positive light. In our community, I just realized that, man, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to go through a rough season, because it's not always, as the song say, it won't always be like this.
Yeah. Won't always be like this. That's right. Things will turn around, and they really have turned around for you such an amazing way. It's been really inspiring and encouraging, like you've already said, to people who talk to you, who see you, who watch you, and who want to get started maybe doing some of the things that you do or what it is that, they like to do. So it really does make a difference when you share. And so, yeah, that's got to be really difficult, especially when as a child, you have this memory locked into your head about something that you saw and that you can't do anything about. And I'm sure there were many questions as to how or why or what does this mean. But what do you think caused you, or to really give you the strength to go on and keep going, even while your mom was here, but you started to develop and become who you were? What were the words or the people that encouraged you to do that?
I always say, uh, man, my mom was two boys on her own after she passed away. And I'm like, man, if my mom could sit up there and do that as a man, I should be able to get up and go do what I have to do. Watching my mom do the things that she had to do, and the different things that she had to go through to make sure that we was okay. That's what actually helped me, even young. I don't know why God allowed me to be the way how I am, but I'm truly grateful, because if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for my mom, if it wasn't for my pastor Bishop Dale Bristol, if it wasn't people like that, speaking into my life, and different people that's around me, of course, speaking into my life, man, it'd be hard, especially after my mom passed away. That's probably the roughest season I've ever been through,
Mm.
and I've been through a lot of things, but like my mom passing away, and even still to this day, it's still rough, because I'm not able to go and actually talk to her. I know she's there in spirit or what have you, but to actually be able to sit down and call my mom and say, hey, mom, I'm dealing with this. Like, what can I do, to get through this? So now what I do is I reach out to other people that's close to me, family, especially since my mom passed away. Family has become really, 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 really important to me now. So I try to reach out. I talk to my family. I talk to the closest people to me. I treat my friends as if they are my family. So I reach out to them, and I just try to talk to them, because we deal with having to be grown, and still having to deal with life, and still having to have a personal life, and trying to balance all this type of stuff. And it's kind of hard trying to do that, especially when you don't have that main person that you're used to having to be right there with you.
Yeah, that adulting thing is a whole new chapter, right?
Yeah, it's like they wait until we grown and then want to charge $25,000 for rent.
Right. Say, why didn't nobody tell me about this one?
Right.
Well, welcome to the real world, huh? And yeah, it's so much to deal with when you do lose the closest people to you, and then have to reach out to other people and really be vulnerable about issues and areas that you probably would have just gone to your mom about, or just to somebody really close that you would only trust that information to. So to have to go to some other people and open up just because you really need the guidance. And I think what I love about what you do the most is that people can see that this is really like real life therapy, because that word, has just been kind of buzzing around for the last few years. And people have come to realize since the pandemic, especially, that they need people to talk to, because so much stress can be, heavy and weighing on you through the job, through loss of life, through people that you can't reach out to, through just so much happening so quickly with all that we've had to deal with. And so for you to be able to speak openly or share openly about what you feel is really cathartic in one sense. It's therapy. It helps you to really heal, because you sort of discover some things that maybe you didn't realize were there. So, as you've had these conversations with people, what do you think about yourself now that you've kind of gotten into this rhythm of sharing?
Well, I feel like I'm grown for one, because being able to actually open up and 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 just talk, even if it's me having to go to somebody and say, "Man, I'm sorry for what I did to you." Like that actually make you feel like you're actually grown and that you're mature. And a lot of times, grown ups, we think that we always right. We think that we know everything, that we don't make any mistakes or what have you. Well, I'm here to tell you, I make mistakes. Anthony Syntrell, Anthony Big T, whatever you want to call me, I make mistakes. And being able to first of all go to God and say, God, I'm sorry, I messed up. Please forgive me. When you're actually able to do that, man, that's how you know you're growing. A lot of people say, man, I'm grown because I pay bills. Because I do. No, what makes you grown is being able to own up to the mistakes that you have made and not just own up to it, but grow from it. So, we always say, man, you got to evolve. Like, if you don't evolve, then what are we doing? Like, try to be a better person in this world, because being a better person in this world, it actually helps someone else to be better. So I think that's what we really need to do, is be able to own up to the different things that we do and realize that we don't know everything. We're not perfect. The only perfect person that ever walked the planet was Jesus Christ. And
Mm,
that's my message to everybody.
yeah,
Just ask Jesus to forgive you.
and he will do it, right? Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And it does require you to be mature on a certain level when you can confess that, when you can accept that and realize that, and even share it with somebody else that that's what they need to do if they want to be free. Because that's a weight that you really can't get rid of until you just release it and let it go and just say, okay, I don't have it all together. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes and I need help. And when you get that help, then you become better at who you were meant to be. So I think that's how you gotten to maybe experience all these areas, and so when did you start playing the drums? Because I will we'll get into all of your talent.
To be honest, I started playing drums as a kid, but actually playing for people, I started probably after Hurricane Katrina. I was
Okay.
probably like 15, 16 years old when I actually started playing for people. So I've probably been playing like 17, 18 years for people. Yeah,
Mm,
almost 20 years. Wow.
just found that out.
Right.
That
Yeah,
that's
actually a lot of people just now finding out that I even play drums. And I've been playing for a long time.
right here.
People just finding this out.
Yeah, I was one of those persons because I looked. I know you on the media side, so I've seen the video work and I've seen you at different functions and events. And I said, well, wait a minute. Is he filling in? Like the drummer didn't make it that day? And lo and behold, this is something you do. So I just think that's wonderful. I love that. And then now where did the cooking part come from? Because that's the newest adventure, right?
My mom. Yeah,
Uh,
my mom, she did a couple of things as well. She was a school teacher. She was a caterer. Uh, she was a decorator. My mom could do a lot of different things. But one of the things, my mom, she's from the country. She's from Boogaloo, Louisiana.
Okay.
So like she was taught how to cook. So that's where I get my cooking skills from. And my mom, she wanted a restaurant, and I was like, man, I want to do something to be able to continue my mom's legacy.
Mhm.
And that's where Big T Wings and things came from.
Okay. All right. I was wondering about that because, you already are doing so much. And sometimes you can't help
Right,
because, if something is a passion, you really end up really following it through and you want to pull it out, no matter what else you're doing because that's something that's near and dear to your heart. So I can understand that, especially if you know how to cook, then you always have friends when you have food, right?
right. It's therapy. Hey, having a bad day? Let's go eat some wings.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. So I've seen some of the things when you share your post about where you're going and where you've been, and you have been not just in New Orleans, you've been outside of Louisiana, you've been to different neighboring states and other places, and so your business in media is really growing. And as a matter of fact, you've been nominated and even won a couple of awards for the work that you've done, and so it's amazing after I think after Katrina and after the COVID, years just seem to start moving a lot faster. So all of a sudden, you've been doing something for 10 years or for, 15 years, and you're thinking, well, where did these years go? I didn't even see it kind of happening that fast. So you've been in media for a number of years now, right?
You actually said the right number. Next year in February, it will actually be 10 years I've been in media.
Okay.
So we're actually coming up on 10 years. We see the Lord is with you.
Amen. I'm like you. I can't do it by myself. So
Right.
yeah, that's wonderful. So you're going to have a big anniversary to recognize, and that is a wonderful milestone to accomplish. And so, yeah, you have people can see your background behind you. You got Young T Network. And so not only are you doing the media recording side with the camera, but you've got your own show as well. You've done television shows as well. And so where can people find how they can watch your work?
Yeah. So I've been on television 8 years. I've been in media 10. I've been doing radio, and you can actually find me. I own my own television channel on Roku, and then I also own my own internet radio station called Soul Station Radio. I once had FM station before Hurricane Ida. Actually, it was 97.3, but I moved away to Memphis, so we let the station go. But I still have my internet radio station, and of course now my television station on Roku, and it's called Young Network Live on Roku.
Wow, that is wonderful. So, getting back to your mom, because mothers have such an important part in our lives. When you were growing up and, after having for her to be a single parent, to take care of you, what was it like when you would grow up and how would she motivate you to continue to pursue your gifts and your talents and the things that you were interested in?
Oh man, my mom, and I think this is the reason why I take it so hard. I said every day, even my godmother, my aunt, we talk every day, and she always say, man, if Deborah was there, this would be happening. She'll be doing this, she'll be doing that. So everywhere I went, any church, no matter if it was in Louisiana or if it was out of state, regardless of where it was at, my mama would be there. And a lot of people they always say, "Man, where your mom at?" I'm used to saying your mom was. Where's she at? I'm like, man, she's at home today. So now not having her here to actually be there, when I have to do events or if I have a special moment, it's kind of hard, but I know that she's watching down on me. Even a lot of people know that I was in a car accident a couple of years ago. I got hit by an 18-wheeler, and immediately when I got hit, I saw something white fly in between the car and the 18-wheeler, and I knew then that was my mom coming in between, protecting her son.
Mm.
So, like I say, not having her here, man, it's rough, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie there and say that it's not rough. I miss my mom every single day because she's the one that gave me life outside of the Lord. She's the one that gave me life. So when that's been taken away from you, and as tight as we were, I always say, man, that's the closest person that I was ever close to. So, to have that going, it's rough, but God gives me the strength to deal with it every single day
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
keep going. That's the reason why I'm trying to keep her legacy going with the food thing because it actually brings me peace. Like, if be having a bad day, but as
Mhm.
soon as I start cooking, it's a smile that comes to my face because I know what I'm doing it for.
Yeah. Was there a special meal that she would cook that you really, really love or really remember? Or
Chicken. That's why I love chicken the way I love it now. That's why we have a wing business.
oh,
A lot of people they love. I remember growing up, we would have like potlucks at school, and everybody would ask for my mom to do the lemon pepper wings.
mm,
So that's what. Now the lemon pepper wings are not named after my mom. On our menu, I have them named after someone else, Piano Man G. But I do have some Little Debbie wings. It's a mixture of barbecue sauce, it's
uh-huh.
honey, barbecue honey wings is what I actually call it. So they call it the Little Debbie wings.
So what was mom's name?
My mom's name was Deborah, but everybody, a lot of people call her Debbie.
Debbie. Okay. All right. So we have to come and get some little Debbie wings.
Yeah, you got to come get some Little Debbie wings, or either I have some wings named after my father as well, because my father could grill. Like a lot of people like for my father to grill. So I have some things that I do on the grill as well, and his wings are called the Little Perry wings. That's lemon pepper hot wings.
Oh, all right. We got two legacies going on. I love it.
Yes, indeed, two legacies.
That's good. Well, you couldn't help but cook. You were covered on both sides.
I have no choice. It's in me.
That is wonderful. So yeah, I remember when you started sharing about that accident and it took you, and you're probably still recovering, but you had to go through a number of surgeries and procedures back and forth to the hospital. And oh my goodness, that had to be quite a journey, quite a trial, just to physically, and I know you had to go through physical therapy as well to try to get back together. So what was exactly your injury?
Since the accident, I've had to have a back surgery. I've had to have a knee surgery. I still need to have a neck surgery. Uh, my bladder is messed up. They say I have short-term memory loss. Different things like that. But man, it's hard because a lot of people they don't even survive the type of accident that I was in. If I would have been in any other lane, I would have died. Because I was actually in the right lane on the interstate. If you're from New Orleans, you know where the Superdome at, going
Mhm.
to the West Bank. I
Yeah.
was right across from the Superdome when I got hit. The truck driver, he merged into my lane. And
Mm.
when he hit me, he drugged me and knocked me into a wall, and the
Oh,
car started climbing. So it's by the grace of God. Like his tire was actually sitting in my door on the
oh,
driver's side.
oh,
So it's the grace, just for me to. And I know a lot of people say, "Man, that's cool." You talk like you just have to start, man. Look, I'm able to get up every day. I might have to count in order to get up sometimes. But the fact that I'm here every day, I'm still able to go and continue to push. I'm still able to maintain not one business, but actually three businesses. It's God that I give all the glory to Him. It's
yeah.
not me at all doing this. Because me, I want to give up every day. I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired right now as we speak. But it's Him that's giving me the grace to continue to be able to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing about you, I know you definitely go hard. You don't stop. And I think that's one of the things that I see when you're going from place to place and you're sharing, well, I didn't get this many hours of sleep, maybe I'll get a nap, maybe I'll do an hour or two, and you keep going. So do you feel that there's just a drive inside of you where you have to move at this pace and really try to succeed? Is there a goal that you're trying to reach that makes you work as hard as you do?
Yeah, so it's two things. One, my mama told me not to be lazy. To go ahead. I always say my mama was too hard for me not to be successful in life. So whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing it for me. I'm actually doing it for other people. One because, as I stated, my mom she worked hard and made sure that I had a good life and I had a good education. So I'm doing that for her. But then, secondly, I'm doing it for other people. I'm trying to leave a legacy. That way, when I'm gone, we still have Young's Network, we still have Big T Wings and things, we still have the other different things that I'm doing. And then I'm trying to help my community. I'm trying to give jobs. I'm trying to help young people. I have some other things that I have in mind. Like I want to start a school. A lot of people. I played sports when I was a teenager, and I hear a lot of kids say, "Man, they want to play sports. They want to do that. Okay, that's fine. They want to do music. That's fine. Okay, but learn the ins and outs about whatever you want to do. We don't just need people that can do music. We don't need people that can that can dribble basketball. But man, we need people, mechanics. We need electricians. We need all that type of stuff. So I want to be able to open up a school and have people to come in and teach the kids, especially in New Orleans, because these kids, man, that's so near and dear to me. Kids and elderly people and single moms. That's what dear to me. So I want to be able to one day have all this type of stuff where they can come, they can get what they need, for us to continue to be able to feed the homeless. Because that's one thing that I do on a continuous basis as well. And we've been doing it for years. This is just not something I do for holidays, not something that I do for a special event. I might wake up and say, "Hey, look, let's go feed the homeless." It is not to boast or brag, but I've been homeless and I know how it feels. And guess what? We got to eat just like we have to eat. A lot of times we look over the homeless people and we don't really understand sometimes why they're homeless. They're not just messed up in the mind. It's some people that had a great life and made a bad decision, or either something happened to where they lost all their money. People have actually told me that they came to New Orleans for an event and got robbed and wasn't able to get home and they lost everything. So that's the reason why we can't judge somebody's situation. We always quick to talk about somebody, but how about taking the time out to find out what happened to that person? So that's the reason why I'm working so hard just to make sure that people are okay. I love people. Like my heart is for the people.
Yeah.
So if I can help somebody, as I say along the way, I got to do it. That's how my parents were. Anytime somebody called my mom, somebody called my dad, do whatever. So I want to be able to be just like that. Those are outside of Jesus. Those are my two role
Uh-huh.
models. And then of course, got to shout out from the pastor to get to that respect.
Well, I think that's fantastic that you do so many things, and of course, you have a heart for other people. So, the things that you're doing, I know most of it you do by yourself, but what actually do you have? I know you have a team because you've got other people that you're blessing as well. Because on your TV show, I know you have other people that have their own shows. So that's been nice to see other people be able to expand what they do. I know you record pretty much every church service that you attend and that you're a part of. So everybody's going to have a spot, on your show. So that's fantastic. But, who is it that helps you behind the scenes, or who are your rights and your lefts, your sidekicks, all of that?
Yeah, so I got to give out some shout outs to some special people. Uh, Matter of fact, we all play music together. Matter of fact, we just ministered, I'm not going to say perform, we just ministered across the weekend at Praise Fest. So I got to give a shout out to some of my friends, Tyree Tank Ashton, uh, Aaron Brown, Esther Hawkins, Mark Sidney, Shota Davis, uh, James Jackson. Uh, it's a couple of people. I'm trying to remember everybody, but y'all know who y'all are, and I love y'all. So
Yeah, so
I'm
we were getting
I'm
trouble.
grateful. Yeah, because even look, even a lot of people don't know this, but right now I really can't drive right now. Because I have some conditions going on with my body. Like it's hard for me to see, even in the daytime. It's hard for me to see sometimes. So a lot of times I have to catch Ubers or pay people to do different things because I have issues going over my eyes and different other little things that's going over my body. So, from the accident, so I'm not able to do so. Man, they take the time to pick me up to make sure that I get to whatever event I have to work or what have you. And I'm truly, truly grateful, man. They don't know how much that means to me, and that's the reason why I try to do whatever I can, to try to help them to make sure that they have a successful career as well. So big shout out to them, and I appreciate and I love them.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know, it does take a team to do the things that you do, and you got some special people in your life. And so thank God for that, because it's hard to continue when you've been through, you know, an accident like you have. And the joy is that you have not given up and you still keep going. And we keep seeing the fruits of all of your hard work, because everybody is still getting to shine in what they do. And so that's such a blessing. Now, you have in your business, I think you were sharing with me that you were affected by our recent hurricane. We got to keep up with the names because we keep having them.
Francine, y'all about to say Ida.
Right. I was going to jump in there
Yeah,
and I said, wait a minute, Ida's, everybody's still recovering from Ida, but this was
right.
Francine that kind of
Yeah,
gave
Hurricane
you the
Francine.
damage. So, what kind of damage did you have?
We actually flooded. So I was actually using a commercial kitchen in Kenner, and we had 3 feet of water. So, a lot of stuff was damaged. I lost a lot of things or what have you. So we were still trying to recover so we can get back up. Because we all DoorDash. God has blessed us to have a storefront on DoorDash. So we're trying to open back up to try to get things back flowing the way that it was flowing before. So but God, He's going to do it. God has never failed. He has always came through for me, and I trust Him. And I
Yeah.
know He's going to make every provision, every way. He's going to give us a lot of favor because, like I say, with Big T Wings and things, because it's a food service, we try to give back to our community.
Yeah.
That way they can eat. Like I said, single mothers, that's big for me because I was raised by a single mother, not because my father couldn't be there, but because he passed away. And I want to be able to help them so they can eat. They have to. Single mothers tell me all the time, man, I want to get some food, but I can't afford it right now. So what I try to do is I go and I reach out to different business owners or different people in general, and I say, man, hey, look, I need you to give back to the community. Can you bless a single mother so she can have lunch or dinner for the day? So that's what we try to do, try to keep the business going and try to help single mothers and homeless.
Wow, that's great, 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 great. So we'll be sure that everybody has your information, because if there are any businesses who want to partner with you to help you continue to do that, then we want them to definitely reach you and you all get connected so that work can continue. So, and I think you're also in the business of trying to raise funds to continue to recover. So if anyone wants to help you to send some a seed to help you to continue to reopen, what is the way that they can do that?
Yeah, so you can actually do it on Cash App, $ BIGT 3091, or either Zelle. I'm not afraid to put my phone number out there because it's out there anyway. So you can do it on Zelle by using the phone number 504-205-1160. And you can do it like that, or either we can do it the old fashioned way. I can go pick up the cash.
That always works.
Yeah, it always works.
Oh, yeah. Now, you told me that there's an event coming up this Saturday at the time of this recording. We got something coming up. So, what event is that everybody can come to?
It's actually this Friday night. I'm doing one of my special television shows, and it's actually a pop-up show. So I'm actually glad that we're doing this now. It's a pop-up show. It's called Friday Night Live. And what it is, we showcase different artists, different pastors, different business owners, different people like that. Give them a chance to get seen and to be known and like that. And guess what? I'm not hosting this show. I have somebody else hosting this show, and
Ah,
she's the director and over the choir, H2W, Minister Sandra Metz. So
ah,
she will be hosting the show on Friday night. It'll be held at the First Love Baptist Church. I actually play for that church at 10 o'clock every single Sunday. The pastor is Pastor Larry Crockett. And I want to give a big shout out to Pastor Crockett because he's actually someone I look up to as well. He's an older guy, so he has a lot of wisdom. So, I look up to him as well. But it will be held at his church, First Love Baptist Church in Kenner, Louisiana, 9029 4th Street. That's FORD in Kenner, Louisiana. And we're starting at 7:30 on this Friday night. And you can also watch it on Facebook Live as well. Must
Okay.
go to Anthony Young.
Anthony Young. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's going to be a wonderful program. So, once again, I'm not surprised that you have many spiritual fathers to look up to. You need to be surrounded with that, and the spiritual mothers as well that can continue to guide you. And that's something I'm sure your mom would be proud of and would encourage, because all mothers can't even do it alone. They need other mothers and other people to support them and help them and guide them to continue to be the moms that they are. So it is just exciting to see all that God has done through you and that He continues to do. And we are just proud of you. I want to say that as somebody who's watching from the audience, and sometimes I'm hanging out with you as well, but we're proud of you that you continue to fight and not give up, and that you continue to have open arms to allow everybody an opportunity to come through your doors and to experience what you have to offer. So don't stop. It will be challenging. Days will be hard. There will be tears that do come down, but the Bible definitely tells us not to cry without hope. And you continue to remind us that it's worth fighting to continue to do the things that you're doing. So be encouraged and know that we're proud of you and everyone. This is a phenomenal young man. Get to know him, because while we can call him on the phone and talk to him, we want to continue to be able to stay close to Anthony Syntrell, Big T Young. Did I get it right?
I got a lot of days. A lot of people always ask me, man, where does Big T come from? Well, everybody, if you know me, you know my nickname is Tony.
Tony?
So that's where Big T comes from, Tony.
Okay, so
Yeah, the guy that gave me my start in radio. Big shout out to Ellis Kelly with EK3 Radio. He didn't want to actually name me. He was like, man, we got to come up with a name for you. He always used to call me the big fella. And he was like, man, we're going to call you Big T. So because Ellis Kelly, I'm Big T.
All right, there you go. I love it. All right, well, everyone, will make sure we have all of those numbers and Cash App information in the description below, so you can connect with Anthony, and be sure you are following him on all of his social media channels and become a part of that Big T family, because he's moving towards 10,000 from what I see, and that is phenomenal. That is amazing to have that many people, really just watching what you do and being inspired by all of your hard work. So you are definitely leaving a legacy and an impact, and we're excited about you being here to give us more motivation. So until we get to another conversation, everybody, just remember to continue to believe in the gifts that God has given you. Stay encouraged. Have a good conversation, a meaningful one with somebody, so that they know that you care about them and that they can feel the love that God has given you. So, Anthony, thank you for being my guest, and I hope you come back.
Oh, I'm going to make sure I come back.
All right, because there's a lot more to share. So until next time, guys, be blessed. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this, and show up at that event so Anthony can know that you found out about it right here. We love you, Anthony, and you take care of yourself, and call us if you need us, okay?